Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Welcome everyone to Shalvah this week. And this week we chose a very, very familiar text, the text of the Shema, as the basis for our study and chanting this week. And the Shema, of course, the Shema is actually a pretty obscure piece of text for being something so familiar to us. This piece of Torah that the rabbis plucked out of the Torah and said we should say twice a day. And the result is that we know it very well. We know the words very well from childhood. It's often the very first prayer we learn, and traditionally it's the last prayer that we say before we die. And the words, though, are still a little mysterious. You know, Shema, listen, Yisrael, Israel, that's us. Adonai, God, Eloheinu is our God. Adonai, God, Echad, one. So it's just not clear what those words actually add up to. Even for native Hebrew speakers, it's very difficult to parse that, especially the repetition of the word Adonai. It's unclear why that's there. And throughout the ages, people have tried to understand it in different ways. Is it saying one thing? Is it saying two things? But the thing I wanted us to concentrate on today was simply the very first word, the word Shema, which means, of course, listen or hear. It's a command for us to listen, and it's a command we're saying to ourselves. Right? It's a prayer we say to ourselves. The rabbis say, you say the Shema so that your ears can hear what your lips are saying. So we're telling ourselves to listen, and we're listening for something, and this is something that Moses tells the people constantly in the Torah. He tells them to listen. We're listening for something that's going to perhaps disrupt our expectations, perhaps going to lead us in a direction we didn't expect. And so that's a very special kind of listening. And this week, as we've been studying Parashat Korach, which is about a challenge to leadership, and a very disruptive challenge, one of the striking images that I keep coming back to again and again is the image of Moses hearing, listening to that challenge and responding by falling on his face. There are other responses later, but his first response is he falls on his face as if to say, I hear this. I hear this challenge to me. I hear what you're saying, and I am taking it seriously. I'm actually listening to something that's very, very hard to hear. So for all of us, there are things that are hard to hear. In Jewish tradition, it's been hard to hear sometimes the voices of change. Those voices sometimes can't be heard for centuries after they start speaking before we actually get to a moment of change. It's been hard to hear the voices that the tradition in some periods and at some times and in some places is trying to suppress or doesn't give airtime to. Certainly the voices of women, the voices of differently gendered people, the voices of LGBTQ people. It's all sorts of voices that we have to listen for very hard because those voices were never amplified by the tradition, and it's up to us to listen hard enough to be able to hear them. So just coming back to the personal for a minute, that for each of us, as we go through our lives, there can be things that we might benefit from hearing, but we don't want to hear them. We don't want to listen to them because they disrupt our expectations. They challenge our settled beliefs about the world or about ourselves. And those things are very hard to listen to. And one of the characteristics of being part of Jewish tradition is the necessity to keep listening and hearing even those things that we really do not want to hear. Even voices that are telling us, for example, that the way we are living might not be a completely moral way to live. There might be voices we need to hear that are crying out for relief from injustice, from poverty, that actually has something to do with us. But because it has something to do with us, it's a very, very hard thing for us to hear. So part of what the rabbis are trying to get us to do by saying to recite the Shema twice a day is to get us accustomed to this idea of listening. We have to listen to something that might disrupt our expectations. We have to listen to things that are hard to hear, and that actually is part of being on this path, being on the path of Torah, being on the path of seeking God, is listening for the things that we might not want to hear. It's not necessarily always listening for the sound of comfort, which of course we always need too, or listening to the sounds of things that are soothing to our souls. Sometimes it's precisely that listening that unsettles us, that disrupts our souls, that agitates our hearts maybe, that the tradition is trying to get us to hear when we say the words of the Shema.
Okay, so with that, for this meditation, we're going to notice our bodies, our feelings, and our thoughts, and we're going to try to bring awareness to whether we're resisting those things, resisting anything that we're feeling physically, emotionally, or thoughts that we're having. So I invite you to find a comfortable position and to sit in a dignified, relaxed manner. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can do that now, or you can rest a soft gaze on the floor in front of you. Rest your hands in your lap. Feel your feet on the floor. And bring attention to your body. Sit and be aware that you're sitting. And bring awareness to your breath. Just letting it be exactly as it is in this moment, but noticing it. Is your breath deep or shallow? Do you feel it more in the nose, inhaling and exhaling? In the throat? In the chest? Or in the belly? Noticing your entire inhale and exhale. And if you ever lose your way and get carried away by a train of thought, just use your breath or your body or sound as an anchor, whichever one of those works best for you. So now we're moving our attention to our bodies and noticing how our bodies are feeling today. Is there any tension anywhere in your face that you're holding? Or in the back of your head? Anywhere in our arms or torso, hands, anywhere in our entire upper body. Anywhere from our waists to our toes, are we holding tension there? And if so, are you resisting that? And clenching? Just noticing the way that your body tries to protect itself from discomfort or pain. Noticing and then coming back to the breath. And for the rest of the time that we're sitting, we're going to focus as much on our breath as we can. But if you notice any feelings or thoughts, you can name them. And then try to bring in awareness to whether or not you're also adding a layer of resistance to that feeling or thought. And then once you become aware, just bring your attention back to your breath or your body or sound. Remembering that when you have a thought or notice a feeling, you name it. You notice if you're trying to get rid of it or you have feelings about it, resisting it. Bring awareness to all of those complexities in ourselves and the way we digest all these things that go on in our minds, and then gently come back to the breath. If you get carried away in a train of thought, coming back. Noticing your own response. Are you judging yourself? Are you wishing this practice was going differently? And coming back again. Every time we come back, we bring more awareness to what being present feels like. And every time we can notice whether we're resisting or judging ourselves, we deepen that. You may be feeling worry or boredom or restlessness, and all of that is fine. You may be thinking about what's coming or remembering something that happened earlier. Just try to bring yourself gently back to your breath, to your feet on the floor, to your ribs expanding and contracting, your belly expanding and contracting. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Notice that you're seeing. Notice the light in your room. You can take a minute to look away from the screens and look at the colors and the textures and the shapes around you. You can take a minute to stretch and feel our bodies we can take a minute to be grateful for our lives and our community and each other, our breath, our bodies. And while we chant, just try to listen to whatever you were hearing in those moments when we were noticing whether we were resisting, whatever those most awake moments were in our meditation. If we can bring that in to our singing now when we sing together and give that space. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, 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 Adonai echad.
So may we go into the rest of our week and Shabbat, opening our ears to hearing, opening our hearts to hearing, opening our souls to hearing what we need to hear. All of those things, the things that comfort us and the things that disturb us, the things that challenge us and the things that soothe us, taking all of that in, being present to the hearing, that's one of the most important tasks we can take on in our lives.